guys, my name is Sakina. I'm a fourth year at USC and I'm studying computer science and business. Very like Silicon Valley Bay Area, basic data me, but whatever. But yeah, so just because we're talking about educational equity and just my experiences, I kind of want to talk a little bit about it. So as a student at USC, I talk to a lot of students and a lot of them come from very privileged backgrounds. A lot of them are from the Bay Area. And so when I talk to a lot of students from my classes, I always ask about, what made you choose CS? Like, why are you studying CS? And a lot of them talk about how they've been exposed to technology and coding classes since middle school. And like, for me, this is not a big deal because I went to school in Cupertino as well, and like literally everybody was doing that. I was taking a class, Intro to Java, like since middle school, and that's what piqued my interest in CS, and I've been doing it consistently since. And by the time I reached high school applying for colleges, I was confident enough because of my exposure to CS and technology like constantly. So then so I thought that this was like the same experience for like everyone, which is kind of embarrassing, but like I actually started taking volunteering at this club called RoboGals, and what we do there is we hold workshops at different underprivileged schools within the LA area because unfortunately there's a lot of them, and we hold different kinds of workshops to help expose students to engineering. And hopefully through enough exposure, these students will be encouraged to pursue careers in engineering, and hopefully it won't seem intimidating to them. But coming from my background, I think going into a lot of the schools and studying with high school students, it was a little shocking for me about how much the lack of resources and the lack of exposure is affecting a lot of these students. So I think particularly, I was at a high school last year, and so we have like this one coding workshop where we expose the students to like software engineering and coding stuff. So it's like an intro to Python, and typically we get the students to print out like hello world on the console, like play with the software and stuff like that, and then we'll teach like math operators and some basic stuff. And usually a lot of the students get a hang of it, but this particular school I was in last year, it was a high school, and I think we spent half of the time just trying to get the students to just launch the software because the students were so unfamiliar with the tech. A lot of them don't have access to personal computers, and so a lot of them share a computer with their families at home in general. So it was just shocking for me to see that like these are same high school students that are competing with a lot of kids in the Bay Area, where like, starting from like elementary school, especially like in my community, like in elementary school, everyone was on top of, learning coding and stuff. So like just seeing that students are like, competing with each other in that sense, it was really shocking, and I really want to provide the sense of urgency that, that the government or just like sponsors should focus on these underprivileged schools and try to get them to be more exposed to areas in coding and tech, and also just because there's a lot of students in these underprivileged schools that have such bright minds, but because of their lack of resources and exposure, they're just not able to pursue their careers in engineering. So I hopefully in the future, we'll get good sponsors and resources in those areas so that we can move for a brighter future. Yeah, thank you.